Okay, hi everyone. Welcome again to YourPedia. Today I have Devasmith Datta with me, who recently got selection in United States from very prestigious universities like UCLA, Michigan, Ann Arbor, Carnegie Mellon University, University of Washington, and many more. So he got selected for master's courses over there, and he also tried for direct PhD. And many students from India, they are targeting for direct PhD and master's courses in prestigious universities. So we will take experience from Devasmith, and I'm very sure it will be very helpful for prospective students. So Devasmith, first of all, welcome and many congratulations to you.
Yeah, hello, sir. Thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Mm. So, Devasmith, can you introduce briefly? Our audience want to know you about your background, from where you are. Can you quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. I am Devasmith Datta, and I belong to the Northeastern region, specifically Guwahati in Assam. And I have done my bachelor's at IIT Bhubaneswar in 4-year BTech in civil engineering. And
Mm.
yep. So
So, how was your experience in IIT Bhubaneswar? Many students want to know, like, how was the bachelor life in IIT Bhubaneswar? Do you have to study too much, or it's very chill kind of life?
Oh yeah, well, in IIT system, we do have some rigorous framework, especially in BTech. It's a really rigorous. But yeah, even if we neglect that, we do have other recreational activities stuff, and yeah, so that really
Mm.
helps in studies also. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I was actually in IIT Kanpur for my master's. I always see like bachelor student, they always keep on doing some fun activities. So I think my bachelor's life, undergrad life is very good in IITs. But anyhow, like I want to know more about your bachelor. So you told me you're from civil engineering. What was your CGPA, like overall CGPA in your bachelor's?
Yeah, sure. So my CGPA was 8.52 out of 10. So in
Okay.
fact, in IIT, I'm not sure about other IITs, but at IIT Bhubaneswar, it's considered decent because above 8.5, it's considered as honors degree. So if someone gets above that, then it's honors degree.
Hmm. Okay, so when you graduated from IIT, like how many more exams you write for abroad, also for India? Did you write GATE, GRE, IELTS, TOEFL? How many exams you write?
Yeah, sure. To be honest, I write all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, not all of them are required, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's safe to write all of them for safety concerns.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I wrote GATE, GRE, TOEFL, all of them. But to be honest, I think only the TOEFL score was more required in my case.
Okay. So when you are in last semester of your bachelor's undergrad from IIT, you have job offers also with you. And at what point you decided to go for master's courses, and that too from like master's from abroad? Why you decided like this? You have to do master's from abroad.
Yeah, sure. So, for example, I did some of the really good internships in my undergrad, and yeah, I mean at IIT Kanpur also, under Professor Vinay Gupta, I did one research internship. So, actually, from that main motivation came that I really want to pursue and extend my knowledge further. So yeah,
Mm,
so in fact, I was also interested in doing research in India as well. But from what my interaction with the professors, I really became overwhelmed by the very large, especially developed ecosystem at US. So that's where
mm,
from my main inspiration came. And yeah, I did got some job offers. But yeah, I think at least extending the knowledge is really good way to, and it will also help in doing well in jobs as well. So I think
mm.
that was the main motivation for me.
If you want to work in core civil engineering, how much like you got as a package if you are from IIT, like average, how much students will get? Because many students are interested in knowing like how much IITians will get if they have to work in the core engineering department.
Okay, are you asking about the package or the number of
Yeah,
students? Okay.
no. I'm asking about salaries, like on an
Yep.
average, how much salary students will get?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So currently the status of core engineers is kind of moderate. So as you can understand, the package will not be above, let's say, 10 to 12 lakhs per annum. So
Mm,
yeah, so that's the current status in today's state,
mm,
especially in Indian context. It's the current status.
mm. Okay, so at what basically when you're trying for abroad, like so once you graduated, then you start this abroad process, or you started like in eighth semester when you start applying for foreign universities for your masters.
So yeah, it's so for example, just after my graduation, in fact, I'm also currently working in a, I mean, kind of software company. So what
Mm-hmm.
I did is like just after my graduation, I did prepare for my tests, and also I did prepare for, shortlisting everything. What are the how to frame all of the required materials for my resume and all. So those are the things which needs at least 3 months time, I believe. And just after that, like for example in December, the deadline is for almost all applications in foreign
Correct.
universities. So yeah, so in that time frame we have to manage all of the documents required.
Okay. So which test and which documents you require if you want to go for United States, especially for masters?
Yeah, sure. So one of the most relevant document is the curriculum vitae. So
Mm-hmm.
curriculum vitae needs to be structured in a really organized way, and so the main important points needs to be really highlighted, and it can be showcased that student, especially a prospective applicant, has really, some of the really good research internships or other abilities that shows that yes, he or she is really good to pursue higher studies. And other documents such as you mentioned, test scores like TOEFL is also important, TOEFL or IELTS, whatever is the condition. And
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think GRE is really that important, especially I'm not sure about next year, but at least this year it was not that required.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I did wrote gate because gate score is still, I believe, accepted in some of the universities like in Singapore and in Germany. But yeah, I just
Mm-hmm.
wrote it for safety concerns. My main focus was on TOEFL and to structure my documents in a proper way. So that was my main
Mm-hmm.
focus.
So document wise, you need SOP, CV, and is there anything else like diversity essay? Did you submit that also?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So the diversity is required not in every university, but yeah, in UCLA, for example, it was required. And yeah, it really shows how, one belongs to a particular community and how one can showcase his or her cultural and ethical, qualities, and how it will help in he or her in succeeding in future in a different foreign ecosystem. So that's really important to yeah write it in a proper way. Yeah.
Okay, so many students are interested, like if they want to go to these type of prestigious universities like UCLA, Michigan, Ann Arbor, or Carnegie Mellon. What TOEFL score, what GRE score, and what CGPA is required approximately? How much you got by the way for TOEFL, GATE, and GRE?
Yeah, sure. So for TOEFL, I'll like to mention, although my score was not that high, it was 91 out of 120. Um, and yeah, so that was for TOEFL. And for GRE, mine, I just wrote it for safety concern. It was 296 out of 340. And
Hmm.
yeah, so another more important thing is the CGPA, as you mentioned. So CGPA, I would say in IIT system, above 8.5 or even above 8 is considered as good.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's
So
in
what
yeah.
what I understood is like if your other profile is very good, then I think you don't need very high GRE score. You don't need very high TOEFL score. Just you need to pass the cutoff, I think. Because since you are from IIT, so your other profile is really good. So do you have any publication, something like that, during your bachelor's, which will help you in this process?
Yes, yes, sure. So in fact, I did around 4 internships during my undergrad. So in fact, almost all of them really helped, to get a deeper understanding of the subject. And I converted two of them into a publication. It's under process, so most probably by this year it will be published.
So in your CV, did you mention like you have two publications which you already submitted? It is under review. In
Yes,
your
yes.
CV, you put that. Okay, I see. So this has, I think, very good weightage in your profile. If you have publication in your bachelor's, then obviously, like they are not very much concerned about GRE and TOEFL. They think like, okay, if student publish the work, then it's good. So next thing I want to know, like if you have publication, you have interest in research and all, did you try for direct PhD also in these universities?
Yeah, definitely. My main plan was to go for direct PhD, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think I was not qualified enough to get that.
Mm.
Maybe one of the reason is that I didn't don't have a master's degree. I maybe one of
Okay.
the reason is that. But yeah, I did got slightly lower than that. That's the master's offer.
Yeah. I know people like who are from IIT and they try for this direct PhD. But one thing I observed, they have very high GRE score around 325. Sometimes they have job experience of 2 to 3 years also. That will also help for direct PhD. And publication, you also have, you are from good university. But the thing is like students try, you tried, I think, only in the prestigious Ivy League universities or top 20 universities, I would say, but students sometimes they apply in some middle level like rank 50, around rank 50th universities in US. They will get direct PhD also in this profile, but anyhow it's good. Okay, so once you got selection from 3 4 different universities, all of them are very prestigious, you select UCLA, which is actually very good. And I would say like how you decide like you have to go to UCLA, not to Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie CMU is also very good, very prestigious in US. So how you select, like what are the factors you have to keep in mind?
Yeah, sure. So this is one of the really crucial moment to decide after the results are declared. And yeah, it's a really short time span and we have to decide how which one we should pursue. So one of the motivating and guiding factor is the cost of attendance. So
Mm,
in US, indeed there is this distinction between private and public colleges. Although the difference is not that high, but it's almost around 10 to 15 lakhs difference in the overall cost of
okay.
attendance. And so, yeah, for example, if you compare UCL and Carnegie Mellon, as I said, there will be around 10 to 15 lakhs difference between cost of attendance, just because it's a public university like UCLA, and Carnegie Mellon is not a public university. But yeah, also one of the important factor which one should consider is the reputation of the college. So in fact, it's really important to judge the university based on that, I believe. And also even important than that is the especially the professor. Let's say if someone wants to convert a MS into PhD, then the professor under which someone is interested in working. So that's really I believe the highest importance factor one should choose, because if someone is pursuing MS and then if someone wants to convert to PhD, then he should be really confident that yes, he wants to work under that professor.
Mm. So do you know like some many students are there who wants to do direct PhD just after their bachelor's, but somehow sometimes it's a very competitive process. Sometimes they are not able to get, like in your case. But once you join the master course, is it possible between the masters you can convert it into PhD course? Is it possible in UCLA?
Yeah, yeah, sure. In so after 1 year, if someone wants, they can convert. But yeah, there is a flexibility because there is indeed a higher amount of flexibility in almost all the US
Mm,
colleges. So even after 2 years, if someone let's say joins a job, and then he can convert in PhD also if someone wants.
mm. Yeah, in my university in Rutgers also people come in master's course. Then in the second semester they start talking to different professors in which they are interested to work with. Then sometimes from second or from third semester they convert to PhD, and like then their tuition fee is waived off. They can save a lot of money, and they will get 2 degrees, masters plus PhD, and I think that is a very good option. Yes, so Devasmith, in the last, do you want to say anything to the students who are trying for these type of prestigious universities in USA, like where they have to focus, when they have to start this process? Can you comment something on that?
Yeah, so it's really advisable to start early, at least 1 year before that, because the
Mm,
portal opens almost I believe some 5 or 4 months before the it closes.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's really important to plan accordingly. And also one of the important thing is that it's really good to have some at least prestigious internships. There are a lot of them available in India, so at
Mhm.
least if someone can get them, it's really good for them. And yeah, I think those are the main important stuff
Mm.
required.
So this is the one thing I also want to mention. Deadlines for most of the universities for fall session is 15 December or 1st December in UCLA, I think. And when like it is 1st December, students are might be they are in the 8th semester or 7th semester. So if you want to try for direct PhD, I would say from 7th semester start sending email and prepare your document, write the GRE and TOEFL exam. And the 8th semester, by the time of 15 December, you can apply in different university and you will get admission immediately once your degree is complete. So I think that's a very good plan. And thank you, Dev Smith. Congratulations once again. And I hope you will get your visa soon and welcome to USA. It's very good like to be here. Thank you for joining with us.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot.